What's up, Dice Crew? Keeping it a Benji, and I'm getting back with y'all. Now, first off, shout out to the Dice Crew, and second, shout out to the re-up. I'm gonna have a link in the description so y'all can tune in with them. Now, look, we got WACK100 on the phone with Bootleg Kev, and he's explaining his whole situation on why he chose to bail out Keefe D. So let's see what Wack got to say. I'm gonna keep it a Benji for y'all doing my reaction. Y'all keep it a Benji for me in the comments. Let's rock.
OG to the Pacoima OG.
Come on now.
WACK100 is on the phone.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. All right, so look, Wack.
What up?
We hope all is well with you, brother. I gotta say, we were watching on YouTube that you. Oh, let me get this straight, because Tupac's alleged killer or someone who was in the car allegedly. Obviously, this is all alleged.
Yeah.
Keefe D was arrested months ago in Las Vegas, and now from what I gather, are you putting up his bail? Is it $750,000 bond that you're putting up yourself?
Yeah. So I put the bail. So I don't know if you caught it right. The whole disposition, they saying I'm a middleman, right? When they said that, it said, Your Honor, the judge said, we don't know where the money's come from. I said, what do you mean? I turned in 6 months of bank statements to the district attorney, as well as one of my properties that got $1 million of equity into it. The judge looked at the DA and said, is this true? He dropped his head and says, yes. And let me tell you why the DA didn't.
Man, that's a whole lot. Wack went to, that was he went big, man, to try to bail Keefe out, man. That's a lot. Property and all that. I mean, at least Wack is legit, so he could pull them type of proof of income out the cut and be able to prove that and show that.
Show her that. Because if he would have showed her that and represented that, everything Keefe D said, when he said he lied to his wife, because his wife don't like him, when he said, Wack just a middleman. Wack don't have the kind of money. If she shows them those bank statements that's solely and primarily in my name, that home that's solely and primarily in my name is going to support Keefe D lying to his wife, because it's obvious by these bank statements and this house with the equity in it, Mr. Jones definitely has the money.
So, Wack, I guess what we want to understand is, obviously, you're a friend of the show. You're one of my, you're one of my close friends in the music industry, just outside of the music industry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out, why are you putting up the bond for Keefe D? Because I remember you saying that.
And shout out to Bootleg Kev, because he definitely just dove right into the main important topic or question, however we're gonna word it, that people want to know the answer to. You know what I mean? Wack know how to do all that. Just controlling the conversation, and he good at that. So he had a conversation here, and all that type of stuff. But Bootleg Kev definitely dived in on that question. So let's see what Wack got to say.
You had
Why not?
Okay, so can you just
Let's
explain
go right
the
there.
reasoning?
Why not? But I'm saying, why he's 60 years old, the man cancer just didn't came back. I know he ain't killed no motherfucking Tupac. Everybody know who the fuck killed Tupac, right? So it's crazy though, because if 50 Cent or Kendrick would have did it.
This is two things I gotta say about this, right? Is that, number one, how do we all know who killed Tupac if we wasn't there? That's just my outlook on it for the most part, right? Number two, it's funny that WACK100 brought up 50 Cent, because I don't know if I said it in the video, but I definitely been telling certain people that WACK100 is kind of like a miniature 50 Cent. If you really pay attention, they kind of do some of the same things. Like, 50 Cent got a big petty type of get down. Wack be on some like total petty get down. 50 be on some like destroy my enemies total. Wack be on some like destroy my enemies total. And if y'all see, 50 Cent then dropped all this rap murders type thing with the dude from TMZ, I think, was hosting in it with some like covering rap murders or something like that. And he's dropping that documentary or whatever with the Fuentes brothers, and they post the road over and told on El Chapo. So 50 Cent kind of do some of these same things, And I will say this: if we got a problem with Wack doing it, we gotta have a problem with 50 Cent doing it. And I did tell somebody this like 2 weeks ago, and I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think it's like just okay to be doing, but it's all about what image you going for in life. You know what I mean? Like if you don't care about how people feel about it, if you on your wearing your business hat type get down and that's just what it is, then hey, that's just what it is for you. But me personally, I definitely feel like it's a contradiction to call a person a snitch or a rat one day and then tomorrow reward help somebody eat and survive that's considered a rat too. I just feel like that's a contradiction. That's just my outlook on it.
Because it was Juneteenth, everybody would have been championing. He's an innocent black man. The ways of the United States of America reads, you're innocent until proven guilty, right?
Right.
He's afforded a bond. I don't know about you, bootleg Kev, but we've all needed a helping hand at some point in our life.
Of course.
Shit, bootleg. I was at a motherfucking dinner when that radio station was scheduled to open up.
And you gave me a helping hand.
I brought your name up to Doc Renner. I said, yo, you need to look at this man. He's great. He fitted. I think LA people will fuck with him. Boom, boom, boom. You didn't ask me to do it,
nope.
But I did it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, this dude is guilty of one thing: being Denzel Washington without the goddamn Lionsgate contract. All he did was went on podcasts and put on a fucking act. Everybody that knows Keefe D know he's not gonna hurt a fly. He ain't gonna fight nobody. He ain't gonna shoot nobody. That's not his character. Look at his interviews. Does he seem like that type of guy?
Of course not. Now, you're not worried about putting up this bond for Keefe and him not showing up to court, and then you're out $750,000?
I mean, first of all, you're on house arrest. Second of all, he is a 60-year-old man with limited resources. Where are you going to go?
Fair enough.
You right, Tarsh.
So, third of all, he knows he's guilty. I mean, he knows he's not guilty. He knows he's innocent.
So, Wack, I got to ask you, like, obviously, for people who don't know, Wack kind of got info about a lot of stuff
about
that
everything.
He's never even spoken about. Like me and Wack have had some conversations he's never even talked about on camera. You say we all know who killed Pac. Are we saying we all know who killed Pac in terms of it being Orlando Davis? Or not Orlando Davis, Orlando. What's the dude's name?
Orlando Anderson.
Orlando Anderson,
right?
Yeah.
And this is the thing. You can't find one dude that's from the streets. I'm a Tupac fan. You can't find one street dude that's going to tell you what happened wasn't justifiable.
Based on the events that led up on the casino floor and the get back.
Based on the events and who he is. See, in this world, right, I can name a few names. Certain people, if you can't.
Now, see how WACK100 just kind of like moved the conversation. Like, the thing is, Bootleg Kev, like, he asked WACK100, who are we saying we all know? Like, are we talking about we know, like, for a fact something because we know some type of real personal knowledge? Or are we just really just know what's been said by somebody? You know what I mean? Like, on these interviews or whatever the case may be. And then Wack kind of converted the conversation to say, like, well, you wouldn't find nobody from the streets who wouldn't say that that's justified. That wasn't the type of answer that fits that question that Bootleg Kev asked him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I be saying that we out here playing these games with people loving to just become like a snitch type of individual. Like, telling on the dead, just doing all this type of just anything they can do just to get clout off of trying to solve some type of crime. And that's just the type of time we in right now. Certain stuff is like, it don't need to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? But people is all trying to look at it like, hey, I ain't doing nothing wrong. I ain't putting people in jail. Or, people was playing the game with the gray areas and stuff like that. And also, WACK100 is also contradicting itself because he said that Keefe ain't did nothing on one hand, so that would mean that Keefe is considered a liar, so we can't take what he said for what he said. But then on the other hand, you will say that the situation that the story is put out there publicly is justified, but this is like what Keefe is out here saying. So either, you saying, you on one hand you saying he's tell lies, and then on the next moment you say some of the stuff he say is credible. So you got to pick and choose, like, how you know more than Keefe about the situation, or who knows what's the truth. But you can't be just saying that one thing that he says is true and then another thing he's saying is false.
Get your man, you let that man stand. If you know that this dude is a known body man, you know he's a killer. That's his rep. No problem. Broad daylight, in the church, he don't give a fuck. That's not a man you put your hands on and you let him get away.
Yeah.
But what Pac was doing, he was playing rapper in real life. It's like the booth, nigga. Right. That wasn't your business to go over there and kick that off. You fucked up. People really need to scrutinize and blame Pac for fucking up a whole dynasty. Suge Knight was on 9 years joint suspension. It was 15, 20 homies there on parole, right? They see the nigga, but they know they in a hotel under 700 cameras. They know Suge got joint suspension, so anything he do, he going for 9 years.
You know what? I mean, even though Wack keep moving the conversation, that's a great question, Dice Crew. Y'all let me know. Do y'all feel like it was the right choice for Tupac to lead that charge on jumping on Orlando? Or do y'all feel like what Tupac should have kind of like played the background a little bit more? Now, I'm not saying that all of that allegedly Orlando did something to Tupac after the math. I'm not alluding to none of that. I'm just saying with the situation of what's on camera in the casino, do y'all feel like kind of like some truth in what Wack just said about like Tupac making a bad decision? Or do y'all just give him all the flowers for being a down individual and riding with his so-called homies or friends?
What he do? He did some shit he wouldn't have did if he was by himself. Went over there, kicked some shit off, should get 9 years, killed a whole motherfucking movement of death row, and he got himself killed. Ain't no man from the streets gonna tell you Baby Lane was wrong with his reaction. No man.
All right.
Find me a street nigga that's gonna tell you Baby Lane was wrong. Hey, bro, let me ask you something, Bootleg Kev.
Yeah.
If you somewhere and you see 10 niggas pack me out,
yeah,
and they let me get up and get away, are you gonna stay in that building? You.
Hell no.
Oh, no, I'm out.
I'm out. That's easy.
I'm coming back.
Oh, I know.
Look, it's some niggas that you know is coming back. So what I'm saying is, you can't play them type of games with everybody, bro.
So let me ask you this.
I'm a Pac fan, but what he did deserve it. That's what come with it.
Wack, random question. So with Keefe D, obviously, what was the origin?
Now I'm gonna say this. I agree with what Wack said about like certain things is just gonna happen if you mess with certain type of individuals. I get that type of advice. That's good for people that don't know that. However, I'm not saying that Orlando did that, and I don't know why Wack is so comfortable to be saying that, but just it's something into me that I don't feel comfortable really just saying certain stuff about a person that ain't never said they did it themselves. You know what I mean? I ain't seen Orlando say that he said that on the internet or anything like that. All the interviews I've seen publicly about Orlando, he said he didn't do it. So when you got a person like Dead and you get a person like Wack to get out here on these public platforms screaming out a person's name as a person who done really hurt somebody or killed somebody, now you just pretty much telling on the family, and then I know, you got people who be running their mouth about stuff already, but that don't mean that you can't go on the list as the 120th witness too. You know what I mean? It might be 50 people cooperating or saying the same story or being a witness, But now you just gonna be the 51st person. You know what I mean? You gonna be the 51 person, however you word it.
Of you reaching out, making sure he kind of knew, like, hey, I want to help you out. I want to get you out. I think you're innocent. I think,
well, his son called me, and I asked him how his dad was doing. He said, man, his cancer came back. I said, damn, he just went in remission about a year and a half ago. He said, yeah, it's back to full. He's about be stressing, and you know how it is. I said, man, why ain't nobody went and got him out?
And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that anything is true about what Keefe said, right? But if his story is, and the police and everybody is telling these stories, everybody on these interviews saying these stories about Keefe being in his car and, you know, he passing guns around or whatever, and he's, you know, the head guy of a crew or whatever, and they all in the car together, and he telling these stories about what his nephew did, then I don't see how you can call Keefe innocent. If ain't that like conspiracy, ain't that like accessory, some type of way. I feel like you got to be guilty in the court of law for participating or being around with somebody committing a murder, especially when you don't even come forward about it. So some type of way, you know, you got to be called guilty in the court of law. You know, I don't know what the words might be or what the law, the penal code, whatever, but I'm pretty sure that'll be something wrong. So again, not saying that what Keefe be saying on there is the truth, but how can you be saying that Keefe is innocent, but then going off this path of saying that Orlando was guilty? I don't get that. Yeah, it's kind of confusing to me. But again, like I said, we in this time right now to where everybody think knowing about the most crimes make you the coolest individual. You know what I mean? Just think about it. If a person to get on here and people be telling on the dead people for clout, I mean, it's like, what about it? You know, and even if it's not telling on people because you don't know the truth to be telling on people that's dead, but you could just be attaching distasteful situations to a person's name. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it would have been wiser to just let people rest in peace. And, you know, the more you keep trying to assist Keefe D, what about Orlando and his kids and his family and everybody that don't agree with what Keefe do? You know, people don't ever consider all the angles and everybody's point of view. They just kind of be more self-centered about it, which, hey, that's just how it go in life anyway.
Right.
And he was like, everybody say they gonna do it, but they bullshit, right? So I said, I'm gonna look into it and see if it's feasible. Now, I didn't say this yesterday because it's on the attorneys to say this.
Right.
What they was referring to is called the Son of Sam law, meaning if you are a convicted criminal, you cannot make money while you're in prison off your stories and shit like that. If you looked at Monster Cody's book, when he released it, he was in jail. It says Canada, then U.S. because they went through Canada for distribution so they can get around the Son of Sam law, right?
Right.
Here goes the thing. When we all got off and they went to judges' chambers, the attorneys brought one thing to the judge's attention. He's not convicted. So if he's not convicted, you can't hold him to that.
Yeah, you can't hold him to that law if he's not convicted.
You can't hold him to the law. He's not convicted.
Yep.
See, when they start saying the Tupac estates, how would they? The Tupac estates has no legal bearing in this situation because in the United States of America, you're innocent until proven guilty.
True.
O.J. Simpson went to the box, beat it, got out, wrote a book, said if I would have did it like this, and did a motherfucking whole series starring Cuba Gooding Jr. Nobody had nothing to say.
Facts.
So you can't blame me for saying, hey, look, in the event that you beat this thing, right, I would like to do this business with you.
No, you can't. No, because that's not illegal. That's very much fair. In the event that you beat this case, let's do some business.
Now, I'm the only nigga my whole life been a risk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I won off a rip. It's been a risk. I drove diesels for 16 years and almost died 5 times on the road.
Right.
Crossed dividers, pile-ups. I still got back in the truck and took the risk to go get my money. Everything's a risk. I get on the plane, I fly to Europe. It's a risk. I put $5 million into a diaper company over 4 years. It's just starting to come back. Everything's a risk. So I don't mind taking a risk. If I lose, I lose.
I respect it. Real quick, before we wrap up with you, Wack, just can you give us a quick of an update on Blueface as possible? How's he doing? And any idea when we might see him out?
He's doing good. I just talked to him this morning. The judge has a surgery, so they pushed the court date back to the 29th. But the court date is based upon him being caught with marijuana while in the county. His situation is a little different. If he was in there fighting the case, you'd have just went to the hole, that's it. But because he's in there for a probation violation that still has probationary time left, anything he does, they can take him back to court.
Yeah. Right.
So what I did when he went to court back in April, May, they wanted to give him the additional 3-year tail left on his probation and send him to prison. Out of desperation, I tell my attorney, Alex Kessel, tell him we want to test the product. That's all right. Right? So he went in there and said, we want the product tested to see what it is. Now, I'm telling my attorney, go talk to the DA, see if maybe we can get another year, another 6 months. I'm rolling the dice. The test come back, THCA, less than 0.3%, which means it's not classified as marijuana.
It's legal.
Right? So when we go to court, I got a specialist. I paid a marijuana specialist, scientist, licensed by trade, to come take the stand. They ran out of time in court, but you can start court at 9. They started at 1:30, so we wasn't able to do that. So now I'm up in the air. Are they going to let him go on his original July 3rd date and just have him come back to court? Or are they going to hold him to late July till the specialist takes the stand? You guys already got the marijuana test back. It's showing it's not marijuana. See, one thing come with WACK as being your management, you get the corporate shit, you get the life experience of the streets, you get the life experience on the criminal side. So if you was a hard-head, knucklehead ass artist, I might be the guy you want, because when you go to jail, I don't sit in the building. I come out to the substation. I come to the courts. I'm hands-on with it. So either he going to be out July 3rd and got to go back to court late July, or that late July date, they're released. We've already got rid of Nevada. Nevada hold is gone already.
Well, tell him we wish him well, and we miss him, man. You know, the internet ain't been the same.
It's been kind of quiet.
Who's that in there? You say from Pacoima. Somebody in there from Pacoima with you?
James Andre Jefferson Jr.
Come on, what up?
Oh, what's up, homie?
What up? You
You're
remember we talked last
Jefferson? That's
time,
your
my
family
dad.
last name?
Yeah, but Jefferson, my dad's
Yeah. Yeah, I know Pops. Yeah, I know Pops. I know your Pops.
There it is. Yeah, Wack, we appreciate you, brother.
Daddy, right?
We'll see you running around, I'm sure, BT Week.
Yeah, do your shit, man. You keep doing your thing, Bootleg Cat. I want to get what you on anyway. I'm about to fire up the 100 Show podcast for independent artists. Those artists is working themselves and showing progress. I want to be able to reach your way, possibly get 1 or 2 of them a slot every now and again.
Anytime.
If that's cool with you.
Anything for you, brother. I got you.
All right.
All right, Wack.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right, man.